All right, everybody, welcome to the UCCU Center. There you have it. Tip-off is underway. Isaac Nielsen and company in all white. And Utah State led by Jalen Moore, Shane Rector, and that man, Kobe McEwen, in all blue. Brandon Crow alongside Matt Peterson in what is going to be a very intense game, we imagine, as Utah Valley comes up with a quick steal. Brandon Randolph now with possession for Utah Valley. Connor Toulson. Down low to Zach Nelson. Zach working on the post move, misses that one, and with a rebound, here come the Aggies and Shane Rector. Nice ball movement from the Aggies. A drive penetration, which is one of their key factors heading into this game. And right there is the man to watch with the afro. 6'2" with the fro, as Fletch would say. His first jump shot is no good. Rebounded hard and tossed out of bounds, but deflected and will stay Aggie possession.
I think the Wolverines want to keep the Aggies on the perimeter as they've done these first two possessions. A very telling sign early on, if Jalen Moore tries to post up inside, the Wolverines are going to double team him. I mean, he's going to have to pass out of that double team. That means that the rotations for the Wolverines are going to have to be on time and when they need to be. Two great plays there, another steal for UVU.
A nice takeaway leads into a transition three for Kenneth Aubie, rebounded by Isaac Nielsen. Kick back out to Connor Toulson, and he'll drive. And he'll lay that one up for the first 2 points of the game.
Those are so important. Isaac doing work on the offensive glass. Keeps his composure, passes that out. I love the early attack from Connor. Almost comes up with another steal there.
Pass up opportunity to drive. An offensive foul called against Utah State. That'll go against Alexis Dargington. His first. Well, judging by the atmosphere and the way that this first 2 minutes have gone, if you need any extra boosts, you need to check your pulse. Utah State comes and travels and hosts, providing a great atmosphere as Connor Toulson with the step back, misses front iron. Brandon Randolph almost comes up with it. Kobe McEwen. Shane Rector. Down low to Janicek.
Yeah, there's another double team. The Wolverines are going to keep that ball out of the post. Great job of not allowing anything easy inside.
There's a corner three. Brim off and rebound by UVU. Brandon Randolph. Kick out. Connor Toulson fouled and will go to the line to shoot two.
I don't know how many times we say it or talk about it, but Brandon Randolph is so important to the Wolverines, because what happens is when he is able to rebound the basketball, he doesn't have to, it's not like a normal rebound when a big guy gets the ball and they have to find the guard and then go. Brandon gets that basketball and the rebound, and he's off and running. And he did a beautiful job there of probing the defense. You see what works in transition. He always stays down those lane lines. Try and find the weakness in the defense. If you don't see it, you're going to have wing players sprinting down, as Connor did on the left wing, and a great kick-out pass.
4-0. Connor Toulson on top of Utah State. He has all 4 points for Utah Valley. Make that all 5 points. As he was fouled trying to shoot a three, makes all 3 free throws.
Historically, Utah State has been a great team interior-wise or in the paint. They have not tried to establish anything inside. They've done a couple post-ups, but the Wolverines have done a great job of double-teaming them. You notice this entire game so far for the Aggies has been on the perimeter.
Shane Rector with a three of his own. 5-3, Utah Valley on top. Zach Nelson trying to do work in the post, has that one deflected off of his leg. Aggie ball.
Oftentimes for the Wolverines, they try and get Zach involved early on those post-ups, and it's always on that left block. First possession, he got a great look. That time, just got it knocked away.
Jalen Moore with the drive, baseline. They're going to call for a travel. Solid defense so far from Utah Valley on Jalen Moore.
Yeah, the double teams, constant awareness of where he is. He puts that ball on the dribble, the Wolverines are tracking him and following where he goes. You know, he leads the team 16.5 points per game for the Aggies. I think the Wolverines are saying, hey, if we can keep him out of the paint, if we can make it difficult for him, the better for us.
Isaac Nielsen, who averages about 4 threes per game, misses his first. And Rector with another travel. Back-to-back turnovers on the offensive end for the Aggies. Coach Pope standing right in front of us, continuing to urge that pace.
Yep.
Kenneth Oddby wearing a knee brace that we haven't seen so far this season as Brandon Randolph pulls up for a jumper, and that one rims in and out. Here comes Utah State. Jalen Moore pull up from the free throw line, and he gets it, and he ties it 5-5.
That's a tough shot. Really good defense from Kenneth. Jalen just able to gain the separation.
Nice drive and dish. Toulson to Nielsen. And Nielsen will still go to the line to shoot free throws when we come back. 5-5 early on here on WAC Digital Network. Coach Pope trying to draw up a play in this timeout for Utah Valley. So far, we've seen some awesome defense from Utah Valley in the early on.
Yeah, I mean, Utah State's turned the ball over 5 times, so the Wolverines have done a really nice job turning the Aggies over. They've turned it into 2 points. Obviously, they'd love to see that more. Well, one of the things I'm looking at, a big picture here, that on Tuesday night against the Utes in Salt Lake City, a matchup that I was watching was where the Utes gave up, or averaged giving up 60 points a game, and the Wolverines scored at the time, I believe, something like 82, 83 points a game. I'm going to watch for that in this game. The Wolverines come in averaging 84 points a game on the season. They give up 80 points a game. Utah State averages 71.6, and their opponent only give up 67.6 points a game. So a lot of numbers there, but my point is, big picture, can the Wolverines outscore the Aggies and get past that Aggie defense? Because it's not as if it's easy for the Wolverines, but I want to see how those 2 numbers match up throughout the rest of the game.
Isaac Nielsen makes both of his free throws. 7-5 Utah Valley lead, and there's an opportunity for 3, and a hard, strong rebound by Jalen Moore to reset the shot clock for the Aggies. Jalen Moore pull it from the elbow. Nice rebound from Isaac Nielsen. Jalen Moore 1 for 3 from the field so far. Brandon Randolph comes off of the screen. Nice give and go. Isaac Nielsen tack on 2 more for the big fella.
That play killed the Utes on Tuesday night, and it's the bread and butter of their offense. 4 out, Isaac coming up to set screens, and he rolls to the basket hard. Those shots are going to be there all night.
A fairly wide open layup missed by Kobe McHugh coming back door. A rebound for Isaac Nielsen.
Excuse me, yeah. See, there's the danger of the play. You get the Aggie guard worrying about the screen being set. He loses his concentration as the Aggies get a timeout. Brandon sees that and drives to the basket. We're going to see that a lot tonight. 4 out for the Wolverines on the perimeter. Get a nice replay. You see the hesitation move there, and what a beautiful spin and finish. You got that defender thinking, hey, I gotta defend a screen that's coming, but he leaves open the space to his left, and Brandon took advantage of it.
Getting Brandon Randolph going early on is another key factor for this Utah Valley offense. As you see, Utah Valley pulled out quickly to a 6-point lead with 15:35 to go in this first. Jared Stutzman will check back in right after this break. And more bench play, specifically from Jared Stutzman.
Yep.
Ever since the first 2 games, we haven't really seen much or heard much from him lately.
He's been in foul trouble at times, and I think that's really hurt him. What he does, he's not really a penetrator. He hangs around the 3-point line, so it gives the Wolverines another 3-point threat. He's going to have to rebound in there to take the place for Zach going to the bench, but he gives them another offense on the perimeter. Another option, on the perimeter.
They're going to call a foul on Isaac Nielsen for a hold down low in the post, I guess. Tugged a little too hard on the jersey.
He's going to be subbed out here. That's his first foul. He cannot afford for him to be in foul trouble. I love the move. Get him out. Get him a break. Don't let him pick up a quick second foul that'll hurt him for the rest of the half.
McCune. Nice, another drive. This one by Perry. Given away by Utah Valley. The pull-up jumper missed, rimmed in and out by Barba. And Brandon Randolph is off to the races. Brandon Randolph visibly upset with himself as he threw that one away. McCune pull-up jumper for three. He's got it. 11-8. Utah Valley lead.
Both teams are going to have to do a little bit better job guarding the picks on the ball as McCune came off there and knocked the three down.
KO wants three action. He misses. Rebounded by Perry. McCune, nice drive down towards the baseline, kicks it back out to Barnaba. Barnaba with the drive, no call. Rims it out. Brandon Randolph with the one-arm rebound. And he's going to push the tempo to Kenneth Ogby. Connor Toulson in the corner. Off the back iron.
I think that's what the Wolverines want. You get a rebound off of a missed shot, get that ball outletted. Connor pushed the action, KO pushed the action, found Connor in the corner. That's the quick offense that the Wolverines want to do in transition.
This one misses for Utah State. Quinn Taylor. Jared Stutzman now with the look. Randolph back to Stutzman. Jordan Poydras and Isaac Nielsen set to check back in at the next dead ball. Brandon Randolph goes down low to Zach Nelson. Zach Nelson struggles with it as Barnaba got a hand on it. They're going to call it a jump ball. And possession stays with Utah Valley.
6 seconds on the shot clock here. Coach Pope letting the team know. Need to get the ball in and get a shot up.
Brandon Randolph, Kenneth Ogby, and Zach Nelson come back to the bench. Checking into the game for the first time is Hayden Skank and Jordan Poydras. Hayden Skank with time winding down gets fouled and puts up a shot, and he'll go to the line to shoot two.
Hayden never shies away from contact. We seem to see him on the floor in most games, and I know that about him because he's so aggressive. He's very aware of the time and score of the game. You see the strong dribble to his right hand here. Come over and get the contact, create the contact on Quinn Taylor.
That's Utah State's fourth team foul. And Hayden misses that one off the back iron. We know Utah State travels well, especially to in-state games. This is probably the most hostile environment at home, you could say, as far as an opposition fan base comes for Utah Valley.
Played against Utah State here a couple times, and they really do travel well. There's no doubt about that.
Utah Valley 3-0 so far on the season here at home, looking to keep that streak alive. As Quinn Taylor, that's Norbert Janicek gets the teardrop hook to fall. Connor Toulson finds Isaac Nielsen for the dunk.
The Wolverines are really hurting the Aggies in transition. Aggie big guys are having a hard time getting back. Connor presses that action on the baseline, keeps his composure. Isaac just ever so slightly made his way around in the paint. He was wide open.
Janicek again from the free throw line. This one too hard. Skank and Nielsen fighting over it, and Nielsen grabs it. Connor Toulson from distance. Keep them all three of those. (17-10), Utah Valley on top. 11:30, and you can see Hayden Skank and the Utah Valley Wolverines' intensity right in their faces. That three was a lot bigger than just 3 points on the scoreboard, but a nice answer from Utah State in the paint.
And a deep three from Connor. Those are always the easiest threes in my mind as you get Jared Stutzman driving to the basket, getting fouled. Connor stepped right into that three. His rhythm was right there and knocked it down.
Foul was before shots. We'll be right back. More action right here on the WAC Digital Network. 17-12, Utah Valley on top early. Connor Toulson drive and dish to Isaac Nielsen. That's 2 of Isaac Nielsen's 6 points early on in this one. Big fella's got 4 rebounds to tack on in only 7 minutes of play. Utah Valley on top, 17-12. Brandon Crow alongside Matt Peterson here on UVU TV and the WAC Sports Digital Network. Thank you for joining us however and wherever you are this lovely Saturday in December. A great in-state rivalry and a great basketball game all around, Matt.
Absolutely. Both teams trying to fill each other out, I think, in the first few minutes. Both teams settling in what you want to do. Get a picture of what the Wolverines are trying to accomplish as well as what the Aggies are trying to accomplish. I think that the Wolverines, how they want to play, they're coming into their own in the last few minutes, last few possessions.
Hayden Skank to the inbound. Isaac Nielsen's going to drive, kick out to Jordan Poydras for 3. Yes! Jordan Poydras from beyond the arc.
He was huge in the Utah game, and I hope that momentum can continue, because if you get that production from him off of the bench, his energy, his emotion, and more than anything, his scoring ability really helps the Wolverines.
That was huge, coming after 2 back-to-back games where he was virtually over from the field.
We talked about that a few games ago, and then he just absolutely broke out against the Utes, so a great sign to see him involved early.
And that whistle is called against Utah Valley. Aggies to inbound on their own end line. Shane Rector. Virtually quiet so far in this first half. Jared Stutzman cleans up the garbage. Hayden Skank and Utah Valley now on the move. Jordan Poydras wants another one. And he's got another one. Back-to-back threes for JP. Utah Valley out to their largest lead of the game, 11 points. Shane Rector with the kick out. Isaac Nielsen with the swat. Oh, baby. He lets Rector get back in with that one. The whole Utah Valley bench jumped out of their seats on that block. Sports Center top 10, here you come.
It was a terrific help play, too. Really aware of the driving defender. Not a lot of guys would go and challenge that, but Isaac did and made the play.
Utah State with the breakaway. Julian Perry lays it up and in. Hayden Skank. Nice drive and the layoff pass for Isaac Nielsen. He almost got a courtesy tap in.
Yeah, he did. He lost that, it looked like, going up. But again, the dribble drive, penetration, breaking down the defenders, sucking those defenders over to the drivers, leaves Isaac wide open in the paint.
Shane Rector swings it. Julian Perry. Nice drive baseline, has nowhere to go. Shane Rector from distance, he misses the mark. Hayden Skank with the rebound. Jared Stutzman thought about it. Connor Toulson loses the ball, heading towards the line, but this one goes off with Utah State out of play.
You know, what the dribble drive also does is it will open their perimeter game, because what you have are defenders that are so concerned with driving, they may give a little bit of extra space on the perimeter because they know that they're being driven to the basket time and time again, and that gives them a little bit more space for three-point shots on the perimeter. Wolverines only with 4 guys on the court.
Little miscommunication. Jared Stutzman thought he was getting substituted for, came out, and Coach Pope was yelling at him. They have 4 men on the court.
Never want to play 4 on 5. That's a hard and losing proposition.
Jared Stutton tries to make up for it with the three. Misses. And a rebound from Utah State. Here comes Jalen Moore. They're going to call a foul on Kenneth Ogby. Looked to me like Alexis Dargington wasn't really set. A nice sell job. The man from France, played a lot of soccer. Pride of Laramie Community College. Now Jalen Moore, double teamed like he has been all first half, and there's a wide open look from the top of the key from Sam Merrill.
And that's where the key is. You can't let him make that skip path. He gets double teamed as Brandon drives to the basket. Nice kick out to Zach. You got to rotate out when you double team. You have to be aware of where those three-point shooters are.
Under 8 media timeout, 25-19. Utah Valley on top by 6 here in the first half. We'll be right back here on the WAC Sports Digital Network. Utah Valley on top, 25-19. Just about 8 minutes to go here in this first half. It's been a wild first half. Lots of highlight moments. Isaac Nielsen had a dunk, and then he had a monster block. Somebody tried to put him on a poster, and he just denied him. Big man tied with Connor Toulson for most points on the team with 8 each.
Yeah, great play from those two guys. Jordan Poydras come in with 6 points. He's done a really nice job. The Wolverines have been able to stretch the game out a little bit because they've heated up from the field. 8 of 17, 3 of 9. We got to the free throw line 7 times. The Aggies have not shot a free throw yet. That's been a key to the game too.
Brandon Randolph down to Zach Nelson. Jonas Tavananian loses it. His first touch of the game, seen his first minutes of the game. Janicek misses. And a big, strong rebound from Dargington. Up and in.
Yeah, those weak side rebounds are really hard when you get a quick shot inside. It's hard as a defender to fight and get inside position. That time, Utah State got the board and put back.
Jordan Poydras misses the layup. Utah State and Utah Valley very even so far with the rebounds. Another miss, rebound down low. Lots of hands scrapping. They're going to call, we'll see who it's officially on. It's going to go against Jonas Tavananian.
Yeah, Coach Pope making a very quick adjustment. He's seen the last 2 possessions. The Wolverine give up 2 offensive rebounds. Gets Isaac back into the ball game, a bigger body, a better rebounder inside. The Wolverines can't continue to give up those offensive boards.
Jalen Moore. Jalen Moore drives, pull up from the free throw line. He likes that spot. He misses this one. Isaac Nielsen gobbles up his 5th rebound. Brandon Randolph to Zach Nelson. Zach, nice poise, under control, gets that one to fall.
Brandon just pushes that basketball, and when that initial perimeter defender is beat, that leaves the paint wide open. And as you said, the big guy, Zach, just really maneuvering himself aside.
Baby skyhook from Janicek. Utah State won't go away.
Yeah, I saw him working on that move in the pregame. It wasn't quite that pretty, but he knew that was going to be part of his game tonight.
Utah State sniffing out this give and go between Randolph and Nielsen. That one trickles out of play. Wolverine basketball.
Fortunate there for UVU to get the turnover. The Aggies had a transition advantage there. Dargington got in the way of the pass. See what the Wolverines do on offense here. They get a foul off the ball.
This one is going to go against Sam Merrill, and it'll be Utah State's 17th foul.
And when you can make the game easy for yourself in big games, like getting to the free throw line, 6 minutes left in the first half, that's big because you put that in mind that I can be as aggressive as I want. If I get a foul, I'm going to the free throw line. And like we said, the Aggies have not even attempted one free throw in this game. So I always look at that and say, hey, how many free throws are you shooting? That says somewhat of how aggressive you've been on offense. And from watching the game, Wolverines have clearly been the aggressors.
Jordan Poydras, to me, from our vantage point, looks like a completely different player than he was 2 games ago.
Absolutely. Yeah, you get your confidence up like he did in Utah. I mean, he hit some unbelievably key and big shots in that Utah game, and you can tell that it's translating.
McCune, Dargensen, Janacek, back to McCune. McCune loses that one on his way up, and they're going to still have possession. Stays Utah State's in Utah State's possession, excuse me. Inbound to Perry. Perry with a nice little 19-foot jump shot.
A lot of the Aggies' offense has been around those elbows. You mentioned that Jalen Moore loves that spot. I mean, how many times have we seen him drive from the left wing, pull up at the left elbow? That time Perry knocks it down. That's where a lot of their jump shots are coming from.
Zach Nelson kicks it back out to Jordan Poydras. Poydras with the drive into the traffic. Doesn't get the foul call, and we have numbers the other way. Janacek to Moore. Moore back to Janacek. And Janacek is called for a travel.
That's a great rotation from Zach Nelson coming over, staying vertical to put pressure on Janacek, not going for the swipe. Janacek panicked when he saw that defender, when he saw Zach come over and gets called for the travel.
29-25, 5 minutes to go here in the first half. High octane energy so far here in the UCCU Center. Jordan Poydras. Hayden Skank back to Poydras. He loves that spot. 3 for 3.
I mean, his confidence is sky high right now. You can tell it just in how he's warming up, and you get Utah State player Perry's down. See if we can see what happened on the replay. But look at that form from Jordan Poydras. Just a terrific play, terrific shot. And that's, as you said, his second three-pointer from that spot on the floor. We didn't see in the replay what happened to Perry, but he's grabbing his knees, so.
I think when Poydras went up for the shot, he went to go block it. When it came down, his left knee kind of buckled.
Maybe buckled a little bit.
As you see right there, the three-point percentage, Utah Valley on top of that right now, 40% from beyond the arc. 4 from 10. Utah State barely ahead of them. 43%, 3 of 7.
Yeah, the Wolverines shoot a lot of threes, and when they're on from the three-point line, that is usually a great sign that they're going to come away with the win. Here we see a little bit different replay. Yeah, must have just tweaked his knee a little bit. He's walking it off. Doesn't look to be too serious. But just back to the point about the threes for the Wolverines on the season, they're averaging 36% from the three-point line. But you can see how they play when they can knock down those perimeter jump shots. The Aggies, on the other hand, are not a three-point shooting team, only averaging about 33, 34%. So that's not the strength of their game.
Jalen Moore, McCune, Barnaba, and McCune's going to go baseline. Tries to draw a foul, and he does. Jordan Poydras gets called with it. Utah Valley's 15th foul. That'll be Poydras' first personal foul. And this is Utah State's first free throw.
And it goes to say for the Wolverines, again, not to beat a dead horse, but their rotations have been really good. Jordan that time was in the right spot. What happened is we get the first missed free throw, but McEwen just sidestepped him a little bit and he gets called for the foul. But the rotations are on for Wolverines, and only the second attempt for the Aggies.
McEwen makes the second. 26-32, Utah Valley on top. Kenneth Ogby. Hayden Skank. He's going to drive it himself with a wide open lane. You saw Jalen Moore look to his teammates with his arms up.
He's anticipating a dribble handoff because that's what the Wolverines have done. They have dribbled the ball around the perimeter, handed it off. That time there was no handoff, and Jalen just got lazy anticipating that there was going to be one.
Nice baseline jump shot for Barnaba. Jordan Poitras wants it from this side. This isn't a strong rebound from Barnaba. They're going to call Kenneth Thogby on a foul. It'll be a second personal foul. And we're going to take this opportunity to step off. Media timeout, 34-28. Utah Valley on top by 6. We'll be right back here.
See a replay here, as we've talked about Jordan Poitras loving that right wing so far early on. He leads the Wolverines in scoring. He's currently got 11 points on 3 of 6 from the field, 3 of 4 from the three-point line. But a couple things that stick out to me, they're a great sign for the Wolverines is they've got 14 points in the paint. They've turned the ball over 6 times, but of their 11 made baskets, the Wolverines have assisted on 9 of those. So they're doing a great job of being unselfish, making the extra pass, and it's leading but better shot. And we talked a little bit about one of the keys to the game was bench fun and bench points. Well, the Wolverines right now with 14 bench points, so I don't think they can ask for more than what they've got from their bench so far. Of course, nearly all of that from Jordan Poitras with his 11, but still, coming off the bench, you get points.
Barnaba wants some from distance. He misses. Connor Toulson with the push to Jordan Poitras. Trying to get Zach Nelson right in transition. That one just off his fingertips and out of play.
It was there. That was a well-executed, from our vantage point, the ball hardly touched the floor, just ever so slightly out of reach for Zach.
Almost looked like volleyball touch passes.
Yeah, absolutely. Their transition offense is causing problems for the Aggies.
Barnaba. Rector. Jalen Moore again, his favorite spot. And he still misses from that spot. I think he's only made 1 shot from there all night.
Yeah, he's coming off some screens, some just simple pin-down screens. He can elevate. Wolverines catching some breaks with his misses.
Isaac Nielsen does a great job to get that one back. Connor Toulson draws the foul. This one's going to go against Shane Rector, and Toulson will go to the line to shoot 2.
And Connor didn't even try and get the ball up on the glass when he originally caught the ball. He knew that there was going to be a guy coming from behind. He just simply looked over his shoulder, gave a simple pump fake, and got the defender up in the air.
Isaac Nielsen's savvy basketball head was able to bail them out of getting a turnover. Connor with a little bit of an errant pass, forgets sometimes. And Isaac's such a big guy that he needs to get him a little bit of higher bounce pass instead of making him reach down for that.
Yeah. And sometimes when you see your teammates so wide open, you almost panic at times to try and get them the ball as quickly as possible. But you're right, just a little bit low there.
Connor Toulson continues his perfection from the line. Adds 2 more to his point total. 36-28, Utah Valley lead. Jalen Moore drives, and they're going to call a foul on Isaac Nielsen.
I would expect to see this a little bit more from Jalen as the game wears on. He hasn't had it from the outside, as you mentioned. He's missed a couple jumpers. He's got size and length. I wouldn't be surprised to see him come off of those screens where he's normally pulled up for the shot. Look for him to turn that screen and curl it, try and get into the lane a little bit more like he did there.
Jalen Moore makes his first free throw tonight, putting him at 3 points. Coming into this game, averaging 17 points a game.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Pope's got to be thrilled. You go into halftime, however many he ends up in the next 2 minutes, makes this, he's only got 4 points. You would absolutely take that as a win for Coach Pope, and the Wolverines have done a really nice job of tailoring their defense to him.
Jordan Poitras Jared Stutzman, Braden Randolph, Zach Nelson, Connor Toulson are 5 on the floor for Utah Valley.
And this is tough too because you're going to get Brandon Randolph 3, but there's not a real back-to-the-basket player there for the Wolverines, so it was almost a 5-out motion that creates space inside the paint. See, there goes Jalen driving again. He thought there was a foul, but he's going to be a little bit more aggressive on the drive.
Connor Toulson, Brandon Randolph. 20 seconds left in the shot clock. Jordan Poydras secures it. Randolph drives baseline, going to go up and under. Even with contact, still finds a way to finish.
Yeah, see, again, 5-out motion. There's not a back-to-the-basket player. No one's really posting up to clog up the paint. So if you can be patient and work that ball around the perimeter, you're going to have lanes. That time along the baseline for Brandon.
Just over a minute left as Jalen Moore tries it from in front of Utah Valley's bench. Continues his cold streak from beyond the field. Jordan Poydras trying to draw massive contact and get it to fall.
That's travel.
Jalen Moore's third travel call tonight. Little over a minute left to play in the first half. Utah Valley with an 8-point lead. And Jalen Moore's going to take a break for the rest of the half.
An important minute here. The Wolverines likely going to get maybe 1 or 2 more possessions on offense. Let's see if they can take advantage of it with a couple scores and get a defensive possession to really build themselves going into half. Going to go flat here. One guy, Brandon, dribbling the basketball. We might see somebody come up and set a screen or just allow Brandon to create his own offense.
10 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, here comes Jared Stutzman to set the screen.
Brandon's going to drive himself down the lane. Nice maneuver, couldn't get it to fall.
Yeah, that's what you want. Jared came up to set the screen, but he didn't set it. Brandon gets called for the foul. They're a little bit too aggressive on the perimeter. Does that put the Aggies at the free throw line? It does. Yeah. Not the foul that you want from Brandon because you get the Aggies back to the line. And especially where it's a foul that occurs at half court when the Aggies were just content with running out the clock.
Shot clock is off as McEwen makes his first free throw.
Just the one bright side is the Wolverines will get an extra possession on offense.
Jalen Moore checks back into the game from Barnaba. One of the loudest home atmospheres Utah Valley's had since their home opener versus Idaho State.
I wonder if the Wolverines are going to do that 4 low again like they did on the previous possession. It looks like they will. But
20 seconds left. Brandon Randolph again with the ball.
I think Zach's going to be coming up to set a screen here.
10. Somebody's got to make a move soon. 5 seconds left. Brandon Randolph loses the dribble. Jordan Poydras chucks one up from deep. Misses it. And I don't think that's the play that they want to draw up going into the half, but they'll take it being up by 6.
Yeah, I think it would have looked a little bit better if Brandon didn't lose control of the basketball there at the minute. But a quality half for the Wolverines. I think they take a lot of positives away here. You know, they did a really nice job defensively. They only allowed the Aggies 36% from the field, 33 from the three-point line, and only 6 free throws for the Aggies there in the first half. So I think the Wolverines should be real pleased with what they did in that half.
Lots of smiles in the crowds and the UVU faithful, and even the band is in on the action. 38-32. We're at the break. We'll be right back with some more recap of the first and a preview of the second here on the WAC Sports Digital Network.